What are your thoughts on the criticism? The plain devil's advocate here, the criticism that, hey, this will set up some new bureaucracies.
Well, number one, this is going to set up a people's commission. What we have to understand is that this entire constitutional amendment and act was of the people. Literally, we went to town hall after town hall across this state, and we got the people's idea. And one of those ideas was a people's commission. That is a commission that would hear denial of our rights in terms of FOIA. They would hear this uh, these cases. So what that means is this People's Commission. What it will allow is no longer will the people need to go hire Joey McCutchen for their lawyer to start off with. They can go directly to this commission without paying any costs, without paying attorney fees, and the commission will hear their FOIA case. Again, without having a lawyer involved, without having to pay attorney fees, without having to pay costs. So this is a people's commission. It's born of the people. If they are not pleased with the commission's decision, then they have the absolute right to take that to hire a lawyer, to take their case to the circuit court. Um, and if they don't want to take it to the People's Commission in the beginning, then they can go directly to circuit court. To me, as a guy who hates bureaucracy, uh, this is the people's decision. This is what the people wanted, and it's going to help the people. It's not just government bureaucracy.
Well, so
This
who
is a commission
can you walk us through the
born of the
commission?
people.
How do you walk us through the commission? How is it set up? Who decides who gets to be on the commission and have this power?
Yeah, very, very good question. We went through a couple of versions uh, of who makes the choices, who as to who will be on the commission, and the attorney general had some ideas in that, and I thought his ideas were well placed. Um, so what the final version said was is that the president of the Senate will get to choose a person on the commission. The minority leader of the Senate will get to choose a person, and the same thing will happen in the House. The Speaker of the House will have a choice. The minority leader in the House will have a choice, and then the media will also get to pick a person to serve on the committee.
Oh, great! So you're
So
saying
what
I'm
this
going to get
does,
to pick. I'm going to get to. I nominate myself. No, I'm just joking. But
huh?
how does
Well,
that work? Which media outlet gets to decide that? Do we know that yet?
yeah, I don't think I don't have a clear understanding of that, uh, but uh, but I think it's a great idea because no one cares more about the Freedom of Information Act than the press, than the media. But what this guarantees is that you're going to have a diverse range of folks from Bart Hester, for example. I don't consider him to be pro FOIA in the least bit, but he will have, if he is the president pro tem of the Senate, he will have a choice. And then uh, uh, obviously the minority leader, which will probably be a Democrat, uh, will have a choice. So, and these folks who at least three of these folks will be lawyers who have formerly served as judges. Um, and then the fourth one will be a person who is very knowledgeable about FOIA, and then the media will have their choice. So I think it will be a great uh, diverse group of folks who will serve on the commission and do the people's work. And let me just say this: uh, I've heard the concern that government, for example, a school district, they may receive very onerous FOIA requests for thousands of documents. The government can now go before this commission and get a schedule where it lengthens the time that they have to respond to a FOIA request. So it benefits both sides. Now, the government's going to have to give a reason why they need that. They just can't willy-nilly, and there will be a time, no more than 30 days, in which they have to respond. So this will help. This will help not only the people, but also it'll help good government. And there are times when government needs more time to respond to a record request, and this People's Commission will allow just that.
Does it also prevent what you were talking about earlier with the proposal to essentially redo what's considered a public meeting? I understand there has been an effort in the past in Little Rock to try to define legally, in legal terms, what constitutes a public meeting, and there have been, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, there's been resistance to that idea.
Yeah, I've been involved over the past decade for trying to get the legislature to do their job and define what a public meeting is. As we currently sit, the Supreme Court has, on a case-by-case basis, determined what a public meeting is. So the legislature just has not done their job. As recently as last session, we proposed a definition. They wouldn't even hear it. So yes, in this in the act portion of this initiative, it will define what a meeting is, and it will be very clear to both the people and to governing bodies. And I think that's critical, because right now people in the state of Arkansas, rightfully so, have no idea what a public meeting is, because the Supreme Court has over time given various appellate decisions, which has clouded what a meeting is in Arkansas.
Yeah, and so you referenced that. You referenced this a second ago, where you said that right now there's the situation where, and I think if memory serves correct, I think there was some Pope County, maybe it was the school board in Pope County several years ago, that it was alleged that they were having meetings on the back end where you're not supposed to talk about state business unless it's in a public meeting where people can understand. But of course, the idea is that is probably happening all the time, right? Where I guess the point is where when you finally get to the public meeting, this happens. If you always feel this, you feel it a lot of times in the state legislature, and that's because we can't see their communications. Like when they're talking about laws and stuff and making the sausage, we can't see their emails, right? That they're exempt from this as a legislative body. But a lot of times you go to a city council meeting, the fix is in. There is no real debate. You kind of feel like that the mayor and the city councilman, they've all met before and they've already decided what they are going to do. So it's this giant predetermined outcome. And then citizens show up to try to actually convince them, and we get nowhere because they've already made agreements behind closed doors. We're trying to stop that. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's absolutely correct. I tried the case yesterday where the mayor of the city of Hoxie said that on an important decision that the board had met before the meeting and had made the decision without the public, without the public being able to view those discussions. And that's what happens. You see it time after time where there's a motion made, a second made, no discussion, and it's a unanimous vote. And right then that this has already been decided on some secret email chain, some text message chain, or in the back of McDonald's.
I like that in the back of McDonald's. All right, well, so tell us what do people need to do if they want to sign these 2 petitions? They want to do this. What do they need to do, Joey? Where's the website? Where can they get petitions across the state?
Yeah, so in virtually every town in Arkansas, local newspapers are serving as the hub for getting petitions, and for when you get the petitions filled out, bringing them back and dropping them off at local newspapers. As you mentioned, you have to sign to get the full package. You're going to have to sign both. You're going to have to sign both petitions. One, which will be the constitutional amendment, and in that particular constitutional amendment, what this is going to do is create and enshrine in our Constitution a right to transparency. And then the other side that they will need to sign is the act, which will have the substance. For example, it will define what a public meeting is, as we've discussed. It will create the People's Commission, and probably most importantly, it will put teeth in our Freedom of Information Act and require that if a mayor or other folks violate our rights, then they can be personally held accountable for $1,000 penalty, civil penalty. FOIA currently has no teeth, so what this act will do will be create a civil penalty in which the bad actor will be personally responsible for $1,000 civil penalty, and that'll stop people from violating our FOIA rights. And it will also, in my opinion, will organically require that our governing bodies go through training.
Wow. I mean, it's Joey. I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer, only because of what the legislature seems to say that they want to do. Right. So this is a response to that. It's an interesting situation, and you just got to wonder. I mean, are there going to be any legislators get on board with this? Are the people going to want that? But yeah, it's something that we're going to watch here closely and continue to cover it. And yeah, folks, you heard it. If you want to sign the petition, you can go to where your local newspaper is, and they've got them. And you can also turn them in there after they're done. And make sure you pay attention to the rules, because you got to make sure that you got one petition, and anybody that signs that petition's got to live in the same county, right? So make sure that you stay organized.
And I have one final comment, Paul.
Yes, sir.
I think it's very important. I think we're seeing a strong undercurrent of legislators who are sitting on the fence. And I think we have got to go to our legislators and show them a petition and ask them to sign that petition. Because I think that many legislators are concerned by the power of the governor, and the governor needs to state her position on this case, on this initiative as well. There's nothing more important in our democracy than the Freedom of Information Act, than the people being able to see public discussions of our business, and the people being able to access our records.